Vasily Ivanovich Chuikov. February 12, 1900 to March 18, 1982. Was a Soviet military commander and Marshal of the Soviet Union. He is best known for commanding the 62nd Army, which saw heavy combat during the Battle of Stalingrad in the Second World War. Born to a peasant family near Tula, Chuikov earned his living as a factory worker from the age of 12. After the Russian Revolution of 1917, he joined the Red Army and distinguished himself during the Russian Civil War. After graduating from the Frunze Military Academy, Chuikov worked as a military attaché and intelligence officer in China and the Russian Far East. At the outbreak of the Second World War, Chuikov commanded the 4th Army during the Soviet invasion of Poland, and the 9th Army during the Winter War against Finland. In December 1940, he was again appointed military attaché to China in support of Chiang Kai-shek and the Nationalists in the war against Japan. In March 1942, Chuikov was recalled from China to defend against the German invasion of the Soviet Union. By September, he was assigned command of the 62nd Army in defense of Stalingrad. Tasked with holding the city at all costs, Chuikov adopted keeping the Soviet frontline positions as close to the Germans as physically possible. This served as an effective countermeasure against the Wehrmacht's combined arms tactics, but by mid-November 1942 the Germans had captured most of the city after months of slow advance. In late November, Chuikov's 62nd Army joined the rest of the Soviet forces in a counteroffensive, which led to the surrender of the German 6th Army in early 1943. After Stalingrad, Chuikov led his forces into Poland during Operation Bagration and the Vistula-Oder offensive before advancing on Berlin. He personally accepted the unconditional surrender of German forces in Berlin on May 2, 1945. After the war, Chuikov served as chief of the Group of Soviet Forces in Germany, 1949-53, commander of the Kiev Military District, 1953-60, chief of the Soviet Armed Forces and deputy minister of defense, 1960-64, and head of the Soviet Civil Defense Forces, 1961-72. Chuikov was twice awarded the titles Hero of the Soviet Union, 1944 and 1945, and was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross by the United States for his actions during the Battle of Stalingrad. In 1955, he was named a Marshal of the Soviet Union. Following his death in 1982, Chuikov was interred at the Stalingrad Memorial at Mamiev Kurgan, which had been the site of heavy fighting.